full potential. Cole was confirmed by the Senate as the Department's General Counsel in December 2014. He was the first in his family to graduate from college. He credits a high school English teacher with inspiring and convincing him to pursue higher education. Cole went on to receive his Bachelor of Science degree in Finance with honors from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, and his JD from the University of Chicago, where he served as a comment editor of the University of Chicago Law School Roundtable. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, James Cole.
Good evening, class of 2016. I'm so excited for you this evening. I must admit I'm a bit jealous because it was at this moment in my life, just as I was graduating from high school, that life took an amazing turn. And I'm just so excited about the journey that lies ahead. Thank you, Omosade, for that very nice introduction. Thank you. Thank you, Principal Trojich, for having me here today and for all that you do for WALS each and every day. I was incredibly humbled and thrilled to shadow the principal earlier this year and was really amazed at how much he cares and how much he does as a leader. So I hope you all have the opportunity to thank him again tonight and for everything that he has done for you. I also want to thank all of the teachers, administrators, and staff here at School Without Walls. To be this great requires an entire incredible team, and here at School Without Walls, it is clear that you all have quite an incredible team. I also want to say thank you to the parents, family members, and mentors of all the graduates that could not have done it without you. Now, I understand that you graduates are a civic-minded group and that you don't hesitate to stand up for what you believe in. You speak up about school policies, community decisions, and when you notice a group is being mistreated, you say something. Don't ever lose that spirit. It's important and it will serve you and your community well. What I also learned was that activism even extended to the selection of your commencement speaker. I visited with 3 of your peers, Brian, Kala, and Omosade, a few weeks ago to interview for this job. And I thought, 3 high school students, Brian, were going to chat with me on the phone. Oh no, they came to my office. And besides grilling me with a number of questions, it all came down to one bottom line. They said, you need to have something interesting to say, and you have to be engaging. So I'm here tonight, so I guess I passed the first test. I know that an incredible group of students sit right here next to me and behind me, and I am, in all seriousness, honored and humbled by the task of speaking at your commencement. WALS began with just 50 students, young people who had trouble adjusting to a large traditional public high school. Today, you are the most outstanding school in the district, with 470 fiercely independent and creative students. You've truly become a school without walls, with students on campus at GW or holding down internships across the country, across the city, or embarking on cultural enrichment activities around the world. You've proven that learning can happen anywhere. I am honored that this class put its faith in me to be your commencement speaker. So first and foremost, to the class of 2016, congratulations. Speaking with Brian, Kala, and Omosade got me thinking about the next phase of your lives, how especially from now on, you'll be interviewing for your best life every single day. You'll be presenting yourself to the world in a way that will hopefully propel you forward toward earning a college degree and securing a great job. Interviewing for that best life will require you to draw on your experiences and the lessons you've learned from them. I know that from WALS you've already collected quite a few. You've learned what it means to work alongside those with different backgrounds. You've learned to persevere during hard times, academically and personally. You've learned career skills and how to make connections between ideas. I know the lessons you've gathered here will serve you well in college, in careers, and in your life. So today, as I share a little bit about my story, and the life lessons I've learned, I hope that you'll take just a little something from it. I hope that these lessons will help you as you embark on your own interviews for your best life, whether you're starting in college or a new career or a meaningful service during your gap year. The first lesson is perhaps one of the most important. Be grateful. You've worked hard to get to this moment, but I also know that there have been many who've supported you along the way. You've got a helping hand or a word of encouragement from a teacher, from a counselor, a parent, a friend, a sibling, or a mentor. Whoever it was, I encourage you to thank them. Let them know that they've set you on a path to success. This lesson reminds me of someone I know very well, my 10th grade English teacher, Ms. Schmidt. She changed my life. I am so grateful for her. Ms. Schmidt believed that her work mattered because of the impact she had on the lives of her students. So let me share just a little bit more on this. When I was growing up on the south side of Chicago, my mother had a heart attack, and my father got sick with Alzheimer's. Even when my parents were alive, they didn't have much. My father's work as a plasterer and a bricklayer was seasonal, and my mother did not work outside our home. After my mother died and my father got sick, things got a lot tougher. I was the oldest child, so I became responsible for the family. And just a few weeks after my mom passed, I was robbed at gunpoint. At times we lived on food stamps, and we'd wonder when they'd next turn the lights off. It was a time that life was very dark, a time that I could not see the light at the end of the tunnel. I comforted myself with making it big as a businessman, which back then to me meant owning the corner store. Plenty of my friends from back then are doing something like that now, and it's great dignity in running a small business. But the reason I'm here now, a lawyer, serving the President of the United States, is because of Ms. Schmidt. I talk about her often. When I was sworn in as the general counsel, she couldn't be there. She had just passed away a year or two before, but her son was there, and it was very important to me that he was there because I could show how grateful I was to him. Ms. Schmidt encouraged me to go to the University of Illinois, and in order to make me understand that it was an attainable reality, she sent me to stay with her son. The second lesson is this: what we do matters. Our actions have impact, and we're connected to one another in profound ways. Take a look around you. Your classmates are connected to you. You're part of the same cohort, a group of talented young men and women graduating today. But one of your classmates may have helped shape your experience here at Walls in meaningful ways you hadn't even considered. Maybe your classmate said something in history class that helped you better understand the concept. That's the inspiration for what you'll ultimately study in college. Maybe you partnered with a classmate on a project who taught you the true meaning of teamwork. Being connected means that we understand that our lives are not lived in isolation. We understand the choices that we make affect others. Ms. Schmidt believed in that connection. She believed that she could make a difference, and she did. I encourage you to go into teaching if your heart calls you to do so. It's an admirable profession, and one where you can make a huge impact on the lives of young people each and every day. I talk about Ms. Schmidt because she's the brightest star, the brightest light when I look back on my teachers. But my teachers absolutely changed my life and truly set me on to the path that led me to where I am today. But even if you don't choose to be a teacher, know this: you can make a difference. And you don't have to wait until you graduate college or earn a degree. You can start right now, freeing your time for someone in need, understanding that we're all connected and that what we do matters. That brings me to the third lesson I've learned. Be willing to accept help from others. It's something that I began to understand during my first year of college at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, when I arrived just a little bit behind the curve. I was motivated and hungry to learn, but Dunbar wasn't quite the school that Walls is, by any stretch of the imagination. I was placed in a developmental math class to sharpen my skills before I could move on with tougher coursework. And before I continue, let me say this just to share just a second. The University of Illinois, down in Urbana-Champaign, did not look like my school on the south side of Chicago. I'd basically only seen a handful of white people growing up. I lived with people who looked like me, I went to school with people who looked like me, and I hung around with people who looked like me. So for me, arriving at the University of Illinois was a bit of a culture shock. I mean, they had cows and farms just minutes away from campus. Strange, strange place. So I wasn't sure what to make of the friendly guy named Tim who stayed in the dorm room next to mine. He had blue eyes, blonde hair, and he was from downstate Illinois. So as I said, I was placed in developmental math, and as the weeks went on, I discovered something about myself. I could not, for the life of me, figure out the quadratic equation. Now, I know you all know it by heart, but I was at the University of Illinois starting college, and I could not figure out the quadratic equation. I was sure that I was going to flunk out of class because I just could not do it. My mind was swimming with numbers and letters and exponents and terms like completing the square. I was just completely lost. But during this moment of vulnerability, help came from Tim. Tim didn't judge me. He didn't label me as an underprepared kid from the south side of Chicago. He worked with me every night, and he wouldn't stop until I knew how the quadratic equation actually worked. He had an amazingly profound impact on me, one I don't think to this very day he realizes. Tim taught me the quadratic equation, but he also taught me that sometimes all of us need a little help. So even if you're scared or proud or just not really ready to admit that you can't go it alone, be willing to lean on someone who offers a shoulder, or even reach out and get the help you need, whether from your professors, your families, your friends, or your classmates, or your coworkers. By admitting that you need help, you'll continue to be able to stand on your own 2 feet, so accept the help of others. The fourth lesson is take initiative. The good news is that you've already learned this to take initiative here at Walls. I understand you've just wrapped up your year-long senior projects. Congratulations on that accomplishment. I know it wasn't easy, the paper, the project, the panel, but all of you should be very, very proud. I hope senior projects meant more to you than just getting a letter grade. I hope they help you explore things you've never explored before, whether in science or fashion or social justice. I hope that they ignited in you a love for learning, a desire to grasp onto knowledge with both hands. I hope the projects taught you that life isn't always about just getting good grades. Life is about learning and growing, even if you do earn a few gold stars along the way. The same will be true later in life. Living your best life will involve more than a stellar performance review or impressing your superiors at work. What matters is what you take from experience. As long as you digest knowledge and grow from it, you'll be well on your way to living your best life. Because from this point on, life is less about earning that gold star or that A grade, and more about the opportunities you get to step outside your comfort zone, to do things that scare you, to be part of something bigger than yourself. These chances may come in the form of using your voice and your actions to stand up for what you believe in, even when you're the only person in the room doing so. It might mean mustering the courage to present a bold idea to your boss, even though you're not sure how he or she will receive it. It might mean writing a paper that shocks your professor and surprises your classmates, but one that you know will stir meaningful debate. Because I know how much you care about the school community and the DC community at large, I hope it someday means using your skills, your ideas, and your actions to solve some of the most pressing challenges facing DC and our nation. So many people who claim our country is irrevocably divided point to the tragedies in Flint, Baltimore, and just this past weekend in Orlando. They speak about our differences as though we cannot, as though we will not come together as one country to make things better for our communities and for our people. Do not let their voices win. Show them that we are more. Show them that we are more than our differences, that we are able to work together, that we are stronger by the diversity that truly makes this the greatest nation in the world. The fifth lesson I have is that relationships are important. This is a lesson I learned myself when I joined. Now, I just told you I was from the south side of Chicago, but this is a lesson I learned when I joined an all-white fraternity, Phi Kappa Psi, as the only black man in the fraternity at that time. My brothers taught me many things, some of them commencement speech appropriate, some of them not so much. But one thing I hope that you learn for yourselves is the importance of relationships. Last year marked the 20th year that my fraternity brothers and I got together to celebrate Christmas dinner. We are connected for life. Never was this more evident than a year and a half after I graduated from college when my father died. While I'd had a lot of fun at school, reality hadn't really changed for my family life. My father had very little money and he died without insurance. When I couldn't afford to bury my own father, my fraternity brothers paid for the funeral. These men who I would have approached with trepidation before college because they were different from me, because we didn't have the same experiences or live on the same block growing up, were the very same people who packed the first 2 rows of the church. And we're on the south side of Chicago, so you can imagine the whispers that were going around in the church. People were saying, "Who invited the white guys?" But I couldn't have been more proud. And I said very, very proudly, these were my friends and my brothers, a different kind of family who were there to support me when I needed them most. Now, this story isn't about joining a fraternity or a sorority. It's about what I described earlier, the effort to prepare for your best life. It's about having phenomenal relationships with other people. It's about being the best brother or sister or husband or wife, or coworker, or friend, or daughter, or son that you can be. It's about learning to overcome differences, recognizing that they exist, and then allowing them to make you a stronger, more open, and more well-rounded human being than you were before. It's about being grateful and remembering to thank those who help you along the way. It's about believing what we do matters and acting on that belief, like Ms. Schmidt did. It's about being willing to ask for help when you need it, but also being able to stand on your own 2 feet, take initiative, and enjoy the blessing of learning. Almost every single person I know who has done these very basic things have gone on to lead remarkable lives. So when I look out at the crowd today and the crowd of graduates next to me, I know you have so many things to look forward to. I know that you will ace your interview for your best life. Before I close, I have just one last lesson to share, and it's one I hope you've already started to learn. When I was your age, I thought I was cooler than all the adults. I'm pretty sure that I was at my coolest point when I was in high school. I just gotten my first job making minimum wage, which back then was even less than $3 an hour, and I'd saved up money to buy a beat-up old car. I had a crush on the prettiest girl in school, and so I tried to convince her to be my girlfriend. I said, I got everything a man could want in life. I've got a job, I've got a car, all I need is you. And I look back, I went to my 25th high school anniversary not long ago, and I ran into that young lady, and I said, where did we have that confidence? And we both really laughed. We said, neither of us in life has ever been that confident since. Graduates, my last lesson is this. Remember how hopeful you are at this very moment. How much confidence you have in yourself and in all that you can achieve in your future. Don't ever lose that. Risk putting yourself out there, even if you might face embarrassment or rejection. For the record, though, I did convince that young lady to be my girlfriend, at least for a little while. School Without Walls class of 2016, it has been an honor and a pleasure for me to celebrate with you today. Now we're counting on you to help build a nation and a world without walls, one that is stronger, more just, and more united than ever before. Congratulations.
Didn't mean to stop the clapping. He deserves all the applause. But on behalf of the School Without Walls community, we would like to give Mr. James Cole a small gift. So